Hello, everyone. Good morning. I appreciate you tuning in. Watching our continued live coverage. 2017 QubicaAMF Sonoma County Open, live from Double Decker Lanes. First stop on the PWBA Tour 2017 season. We are to the Cashers round. Top 32 have advanced. On our featured pairs, again, 25, 26, 29, and 30. Rocio Restrepo, Aaron McCarthy. And Kayla Johnson. On 29 and 30, Brianna Cote, Linda Barnes, and Brandy Branca. Be sure to check all of the standings again at pwba.com. Easily accessible at pwba.com /live. We'll continue to, of course, not only update the standings, but add additional links, of course. At some point, we'll have match play. That's after 6 games here this morning. Well, the top 12 will then advance to the group stepladder portion. Again, we appreciate you tuning in. Give another big thanks to Jeff Goodger, PBA, for helping us out this weekend. Big thanks to all of the staff, of course, involved. PWBA staff, to Neil Milligan, Jason Thomas, Kathy Waka, Kathy Kavicki, everyone who is not on site as well. Aaron Smith, Matt Canizaro, Terry Bigham, Anna Reed, Jamon Thomas, everyone involved, Rita Moore, and the entire staff. So I want to thank especially everyone here at Double Decker Lanes. Dennis G., our general manager here, Jim Decker, the owner, Curtis Woods, director of bowling development. You'll see Restrepo, a nice look so far early. Let's take a look at some standings. The cut line number to get to the top 32 last night was -172. The leader, of course, Diana Zabialova at +121. Ashley Galante was the cut number last night. First player out was Shannon O'Keefe, the defending champion. So we will have a new champion for the QubicaAMF Sonoma County Open event last year. Title sponsored nationwide. Big thanks to all of our sponsors nationwide, of course, Smithfield, Pepsi, QubicaAMF, and GoBowling.com, along with all of our product registered companies from ball manufacturers, apparel, accessories as well. Nationwide will be back with us. In fact, they'll be out several times throughout the season, getting to know some of our fans, of course, as well. Look forward to seeing them throughout. They are the title sponsor for the PWBA Rochester Open. That will take place in July. We got some strikes to get things started here. This is the fresh pattern, 40-foot flat 1-to-1 ratio. Certainly was the talk of the town yesterday. I think there was a little bit of shock, a little shock value in there as well. The ladies did what they had to do. Be sure to check out last night's video recap. Talked to the leader, Diana Zaviolova. She mentioned how she didn't play an A game, a B game, a C game. She went to something that she doesn't do very often. And she described it as her C game, of course, but essentially, really pointing it at not only the head pin, but the 3-pin, and kind of pointed it to the pocket, didn't want to hook it at all. She said you couldn't miss, and that was evident. It was a tournament where she actually said, sometimes you got to hope for some good breaks. If you carry a Brooklyn, that's like a 10 back or 10 flush or high flush strike. So we'll see how the lanes tend to transition today. Of course, there was a fresh pattern that we began round 1 yesterday. Of course, then the burn squad. In round 2, fresh this morning. Already seeing some success as well, but of course these ladies now have had 12 games to bowl, really 6 on the fresh, to try to attempt to come back and come through with some big games and some big numbers today. The round robin match play finalists, they will have to endure the burn, the non-re-oil. So the top 12 will bowl on the burn this afternoon at 1 p.m. And we'll see if there's anything that we see differently, from the way players are playing. Already we can see that some of the same angles were being played that were being played yesterday, transitioning over to today. Some starting a little left, maybe around 15, not as far inside as maybe they, of course, ended. Some are in that general vicinity. Some are also playing right. We saw Missy Parker playing right up the boards yesterday without, I won't say without issue, but she certainly made it look pretty darn good. She was playing still late in the block in round 1. I think she may have started there, maybe. Can't confirm that at the beginning of round 2, but when we saw her later in the block, she had moved in. After the Restrepo shot here, she is on 4 in a row. Kayla Johnson clean through 6 the last 3. We'll take you over to Brandy Branca, Brianna Cote, and Linda Barnes. Again, this is Cashers round play. The top 32 have advanced. Nice little kick on the 10-pin. I noticed that you can get that that little tap here at double-decker lanes always does a nice thing for the soul when you see something go to the side and clip the 10. All right, here's Linda Barnes. Good shot there from Linda. Linda now clean through 7. Her first, second double. Wait, double, 8 spare, 9 spare double. And off camera, Kayla Johnson missed the head pin right there. I said that a lot yesterday about bowling in general. If you missed the head pin right, it was very easy to do. Nice spare off camera from Aaron McCarthy. Just made the 6, 7, 10. Brandy Branca. All right, Restrepo continuing to strike now with 7 in a row, or excuse me, 6. 6 consecutive. Cote with the spare, of course, Brianna, Team USA member and a new PWBA champion. Winning the Lexington Open last season. And a 9-pin there for Linda Barnes. Barnes coming into today's play in 26th at -147. Cote in 14th at -76. And Branca in 13th at -75. Kayla Johnson was 12th at -49. And Restrepo's run will end. She leaves a 6-10 on lane 26. Leanne Holsenberg, the Hall of Famer. Is in 10th at -28. Of course, such an experienced player. Wendy McPherson is in the cashier's round as well, as we see Brianna Cote takes care of that 3-6-10. Carolyn Doran Ballard, Liz Johnson, some players who you would be very familiar with, of course, on the PWBA Tour. No surprise there in a tough condition. They certainly know how to play, can draw from years of experience. Linda Barnes included in that as well. You see shots like that from Linda. Appreciate those who followed us yesterday, who have been watching. Got a lot of reaches via Twitter. Just thanking me for the coverage. Hey, I have nothing to do with it, essentially. We do appreciate you watching, no doubt about that. I just kind of play my role and do what we do to hopefully provide the best viewing experience that we can. So we thank you for your patience and sticking with us here. Hard to believe, we have begun the 2017 tour. It seems just yesterday we were at the Tour Championship, and we spent an entire offseason making sure that no one forgot about the PWBA Tour. And now we're here. First stop of 2017. Day 1 in the books. This is day 2. At the end of the day, tonight we will have 4 TV finalists. The show will be taped, of course, at the USBC Queens, the Raising Cane's River Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Barnes again splits the 8-9. Open in the 10th frame for Aaron McCarthy. All right, spare for Barnes. She will shoot 223. Give you a look at Rocio Restrepo. Restrepo again spare, then 6 in a row. 8 spare, 9 spare. Now first shot in the 10th frame. There's our first offering. Looks pretty good. And a 4-pin. Nice spare from Restrepo. Strike will give her 246. Brandy Branca. That's thrown the back 6. Brianna Cote. Just heard her off camera there say, and I've watched, she's been on the featured pair once or twice yesterday. Left so many ringing 10s. I saw a lot of those in yesterday's action as well. She left one again there. Her shot in the 10th frame, ringing 10. Ball change for Rocio Restrepo. Oh, that one looked pretty good. Nice start for Restrepo, 246. Branca coming out firing. So we've got some high scores. Be less play on the lanes overall, of course, with less players this round. Again, a lot of things to take note of as we watch the lanes from now until the group step ladder finals. Because at that point, that'll be the last time, or excuse me, that'll be the second time those who are involved in that will see fresh oil. Heck of a run there for Brandy Branca to finish things. Big 256 for Brandy Branca. And just like that, game 1 has come to an end, folks. We saw some high scores, already a little different than what we have seen so far here in the event. The players beginning to make the changeover. We will take a small break. step aside momentarily as Liz Johnson will join us next, along with Amanda Green and I believe Tanya Rao-Mimper. So hold tight, folks. You are watching the 2017 QubicaAMF PWBA Sonoma County Open live on Extra Frame. All right, folks, welcome back. Already 4 frames just about completed. Tanya Ramirez from Indonesia now up on lane 29 in her 4th frame. Meanwhile, on 25 and 26, we now have action as Danielle McEwen, Robin Winslow, and Maria Jose Rodriguez. Talked a little bit about the very cool setup, very unique in a sense here at double-decker lanes, where the settee areas and the counters and tables, everything is very close together. So I could literally reach out and say hello to some of the players. They are very close. If you hear some of them, it is because of our proximity. So as we get to the group stepladder portion, we may tend to talk a little bit softer, since we are literally right close to them. So from a distraction standpoint, there is a golf course directly across the street here, across the way. It's not even the street, really across the parking lot. I can see it from here. I can see all the golf carts on a beautiful morning here in Rohnert Park, California. I arrived at about 7:30 Pacific time. And of course, those of you who play golf, who like to tee it up, I don't know what the earliest tee times generally are, but everyone was out. Yesterday there was a wedding on the golf course as well, directly across the way. Had a peek at that. In fact, I forgot to post a picture of that. I'll post that probably on Instagram at some point. Open frame in the 5th for Liz Johnson. Nonetheless, a very good way to start the morning here. And a rare 3 off the right for Danielle McEwen. You didn't see it. It was on lane 26. Raul Meeper up, looking for 4 in a row. That's a pretty good shot from Tanya. Two Tanyas in the top 32 today. One Raul Meeper, of course, who was 15 under after yesterday's 12 games. The other, Tanya Lopez. Oh, Lopez out from Monterrey, Mexico. Same place as Sandra Gongora. Out making her first cashier's round, the cashier's cut of the 2017 season as a member. Should be a very fun season. We believe, got word yesterday through cool sources. No, I'm just playing. Team Singapore should be competing next week. Sacramento, and then they'll be on through the Queens. So at least 3 events. We'll get a chance to see Rookie of the Year, reigning Rookie of the Year, reigning Smithfield PWBA Tour Champion New Wei Finn, along with Sacramento Open Champion Sherry Tan. It's a pretty good event, of course, to start with. Probably want to give Sherry Tan the opportunity to defend her title. All right, Raul Meeper again with 5 in a row. idea. Talked about setting the scene a little bit for you. .62 degrees. Not a cloud in the sky. High today, 78 degrees here in Rohnert Park. So again, I mean, couldn't be more beautiful. Last year, I think it was a tad bit foggy, which is, of course, not too common, or uncommon, I should say. Although we are at least an hour away from San Francisco in the Bay Area. All right, 6'10" there for Rohnert. Some of the players noticed during their particular drives here from, whether they were coming from the airport or other places driving in, if you drove over the bridge, generally you've got about a 50-50 chance of seeing the bridge. Either it's relatively clear and sunny, because San Francisco does provide that type of backdrop. It is very aesthetically pleasing. It can also be a little downing, in a sense, if you came to San Francisco to get a good look at the Golden Gate Bridge and it's foggy. But that's kind of part of the experience of being here. .25 and 26 in the fourth frame. We'll take you to them probably in a frame or so and go back maybe for the finish of 29 and 30. Amanda Green has been on 29 and 30 at least twice now in the past 2 days, and she has left a couple of 4.9s. She left 2, in fact 3 on that pair alone. She left 2 on lane 30 and now 1 on 29 today. Johnson, 7-pin for back-to-back player of the year. Liz, of course, on the roster. Good shot at it from Amanda. Of course, from her native Cheektowaga, New York. But spends most of her time, a lot of time these days, at home. And I say home because I'm from Chicago. Liz staying in the Chicago area, of course, as well. Now, fiance Kasha. Rohnert trying to get back on the strike train here. Danielle McEwen back on a pair on 25 and 26. Again, we'll take you there briefly, or excuse me, momentarily. Back on a pair, she shot .263 yesterday. Now Rohnert. Cross is over, but she'll take it. Still breakfast time, of course, here in the Bowling Center. Well, I can smell the, you ever just smell the good scent of breakfast? It does something to you, especially when you are a little hungry. I did eat breakfast this morning, though, because it is very important to eat breakfast when you are on the road. All right, so some of the shots we see now, a little more of what we've seen throughout the event yesterday. Shots that look pretty solid. You're looking at 610s, multi-spin, multi-pin spare conversion attempts. Can Liz Johnson make it 3 in a row? Instead, the rare chop with a 610 twice in one game. But can she make it 3 Player of the Year awards in a row? Can she win it 3 times consecutively? She was the first to win back-to-back Player of the Year since Wendy McPherson did it, who was in the field, I mentioned. In 2000, Leanne Barrett. Holsenberg, of course, Leanne Holsenberg, formerly Barrett, did it twice. All right, Rohnert, big double. Set a max score of 268. Amanda Green trying to get something going here in this 10th frame. It's a good shot. $159 for Liz, $169 for Amanda Green. And this is game 2, Cashers round play. All right, it's all Rob Mimper right now up on lane 29. Max score 268 and a little high, but something makeable, of course, now down to 246. Six games in the Cashers round. Scores are updated. Diana Zavialova now out to a 100-pin lead. She's at 234 in game 1 of the Cashers round. She is plus 155. In second, it's paired by Raul Mimper. We'll tell you how she finishes up now on to 25 and 26. This is Robin Winslow, a tour rookie from Vanderbilt University, former Junior Team USA member. Good shots. Are compete the last couple of years at the Queens. Having good runs in both years. Danielle McEwen struggling a little bit. Pattern is certainly tough with grind. If you haven't seen the pattern, definitely check that out. All right, Raul Mimper finishes with 244. We've seen a couple of 240 games. Actually, no, excuse me, a 256 game and 244 game on 29 and 30 so far today. McEwen with the spare. Here is Maria Jose Rodriguez. Two opens, one in the first, one in the third. All right, 5 in a row for Maria. Winslow with a very nice shot. And it wraps a 10 in the 9th frame. Good shot from McEwen, and she leaves a 4-pin. Back to the standings. Again, Zabielova plus 155. As Winslow cleans up the spare. Missy Parker in second, plus 55. Shannon Puhalski third at plus 50. Restrepo is in fourth. At plus 9, Rosbrom is in fifth. Karen Rosbrom from Albany, California. Just a few miles from Berkeley, California, over in the East Bay. She is in fifth at minus 17. Randy Branca is in sixth at minus 19. She is tied with Raul Meeper. She was, at least. Raul Meeper just shot 244, of course. Lilia Robles at minus 29. Danielle McEwen in ninth at minus 30. Leanne Holsenberg tied with Maria Jose Rodriguez for 10th with minus 33. Liz Johnson is in 12th at minus 46. Winslow through the nose. No break there. She is 26 after one game this morning at minus 159. Danielle McEwen. Mentioned her, of course, being ninth at minus 30. Well, D-Mac trying to somehow create magic here in the 10th frame. 180 goes a long way on this condition, as you well know by now. A little different where strikes are aplenty in some situations. Sometimes it's about being able to strike enough. Can you keep up? This week, it's about filling frames. And when you catch that double, see if you can tack on and add more to it. Pretty nice game for Winslow. Lone Open came in the first frame. 213 for Robin. Danielle McEwen now is going to make a move left. Her left calf is on the ball return rail. And that's a pretty good shot there, and leaves a 4-pin. Here's Rodriguez. Maria. Very good shot. First one in the 10th, a good one. She is in the 2 teens. Another strike, she'll be looking at 220 plus. .159 for McEwen. Rodriguez doubles. A little bit outside. That's a good 7. It's a good 7 right there. 222 for Rodriguez. And so Maria, along with others, trying to find some success here so far as game 2 has come to an end. All right, again, momentary break in the action, but it won't be too long. Players already ready for game 3. We'll have Ashley Galante, Diana Zavyalova, your leader, and Shannon Pluhowski on 25 and 26. Be sure to check your pairings. Pairings are online, of course, at pwba.com/live. All right, players are ready. Shannon Pluhowski tends to take little time. Anyway, when she's ready, she goes. She starts with an 8-pin. Get a good pair here. Good group to watch. First time we see Ashley Galante on our feature pairs this weekend. Ashley snuck in at -172 and 32nd last night. Again, Pluhowski was second, now third. Excuse me. Yes, now third. Missy Parker is in second. Hold on, ball. And a spare mate. We'll get a chance to see your leader. Diana Zavyalova, see how she's playing the fresh here. On 29 and 30, Tanya Lopez, Lilia Robles, and Missy Parker. We'll hit the lanes for game 3. And a tough one to kick things off with. Saw Diana last night, kind of doing the exact same thing that she described. Not trying to hook it, not trying to circle it. Something that she does not do very often, but it's one of those tricks, of course, that you have to have in the bag. That versatile toolbox that these athletes must maintain. Or 6-7 there for Galante. Yo, 3-9-10 for Diana Zavyalova. Players, of course, down on Ian. Way down to lane 44 today. Spare made for Pluhowski. You know, not sure if this pair, for example, is provide some extra fits for Anna Z. Her ball did a lot of that. Kind of really picked up just past the arrows. And this was towards the end of the block last night. Good shot from Galante. So far, as you have watched this morning, you've seen a couple of good scores across these two pairs. We should have our Game 2 update momentarily. Pretty good shot there for DZ. Get a look at Missy Parker here. Missy Parker, Tanya Lopez, and Lily Robles. It's 29 and 30. Diana went Brooklyn. Then ball picking up at the exact same spot that you saw in her last shot. And another spare for Pluhowski. Well, here's Lopez. First time we've seen her on the featured pair. Good looking shots. And she'll take it. Again, strike's not easy to come by. But when you do, you've almost seen every single pin leave generally so far this week. Seen a lot of high flush 4 pins. Seen a lot of ringing 10s. Ashley Galante off camera almost rolled a 2. That's the one thing I haven't seen from a right-handed perspective. A lot of stone 9s. Good shot from Missy Parker. Missy on the board here in Game 3. Strike in the third. Pluhowski, her first strike on lane 25 off camera as Robles makes the spare. Be sure to check us out, folks, on social media, Facebook, PWBA Tour, at PWBA Tour on Twitter and Instagram. Be on the lookout tonight, of course, for final details in our story. I'll be hard at work after we get done this evening. Pro-Am tonight here at Double Decker Lanes. I know a lot of local support on hand for the Pro-Am. Expect a really good turnout there. Mentioned some of the local media coming out. talked to some local media to assist last week. Had Froggy 92.9 local radio station come out and do a live remote. Week kicked off with TV training, media training, then of course official practice, live remote during the little bit of during practice time. Sacramento, looking forward to that next week. Always a huge media interest from the great folks in Sacramento. They'll be happy to have the PWBA Tour back for the 3rd consecutive year. Good shot from Parkin. That one was 10 back, no doubt about it. Of the tour stops this season, we do have a couple of new stops. Fountain Valley and Fountain Valley, California. The Fountain Valley Open. We held at Fountain Bowl. That is during Mother's Day weekend. Also looking for the PWBA Orlando Open in July. Be held at Boardwalk Bowl. Kendra Gaines, great things over at Boardwalk. Excited to come on out to Central Florida. Open frame for Lopez. Robles, a 2-8, takes care of it like nobody's business right there. Here's Missy Parker. Got the 10 out late last time on this lane. Expect a good, very good season from Missy Parker, and of course, obviously, she expects the same. She talked about her practice schedule, big time break there. She'll take it. Practicing quite a bit in the offseason, of course, along with her normal competition and competing in various events. The first PWBA regional of the season about a month ago. Good shot from Lopez. Missy, of course, a major champion. Won at every level. So very good things at collegiately. That's what a lot of people Missy did wonders at Cal State Fullerton. In the early 2000s. It's Bear. Another shot here from Lopez to take you back to 25 and 26. High for Lopez. All right, back to 25 and 26.
Zinu, ka tu skaties, sūti man daudz straikus. Pučas.
That was the voice of Diana Z. Shout out to her mom who was watching. I understand Tanya Lopez, her mother, is watching as well, so we say hello. All right, 4-9 attempt. She'll take one, does Diana. Let's take a look at the quick score updates. $7-10 off camera for Lopez. Saw some pins bounce there. All right, 10th frame. After 14 games, still leading here. Diana Zaviolova in the 9th frame. She's at plus 143. On Brooklyn again on that left lane. Shannon Pluhowski plus 45. In second, Brandy Branca has gone 256, 257 to jump into 3rd place. She's at plus 38 now. Missy Parker at plus 35. Tanya Robmember at plus 25 after her 244 game. In 6th, Rocio Restrepo plus 6. Karen Rosbrom. We're doing what she did a little bit yesterday. She's got a 2-0, 2-teen, making spares. That's what you got to do here. In 7th at -7. Maria Jose Rodriguez is in 8th at -11. Lilia Robles is in 9th at -47. Leanne Holsenberg in 10th at -59. Danielle McEwen in 11th at -71. And Kelly Kulik has made her way into the top 12 at -75. 170 for Ashley Galante. Kayla Johnson in 13th at -78. Liz Johnson in 14th at -87. Linda Barnes is 15th at -114. Shot there for Pluhowski. Big double in the 10th. That'll give her a 3-bagger. Robles off camera trips 4. First shot in the 10th for Diana. Good shot. The best one of this game. Last shot for Lopez. That's a good one. Final shot for Pluhowski. That's pretty good too. Wraps to 7. Good place forward. Nice clean 212. The Robles doubles. Spare for Diana. On over to the final shot for Robles and first shot in the 10th for Missy Parker. High flush. Diana rolls a 2 at the end. She shoots 181. The leader will give a couple back. Shannon Pluhowski will gain 12. Missy Parkin on the verge of gaining more than 5. A big double there, and she will. One more will give her 215. All right, nice game for Missy, 214. Game 3 has come to a quick end here. as we await our next competitors. Coming up on game 4. Pair you just saw, Ashley Galante, Diana Zavialova, and Shannon Puhalski. They will move to 29 and 30 for game 4. And we will have just a pair, an actual pair of bowlers. On 25 and 26, Clara Guerrero and Summer Jasmine. A momentary break in the action, but the pace is going by pretty quick, of course. We expect that to continue. Of course, match play is scheduled to begin around 1 p.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Pacific. Summer Jasmine is up and ready to go. So that is where we will start on lane 25. This is game 4, Cashers round beginning here. 2017 QubicaAMF PWBA Sonoma County Open. My name is Emil Williams Jr. If you're just joining us, thank you for watching. First event of a 14-week schedule, with 13 of the 14 to be televised, the finals on CBS Sports Network. Dave Ryan will be on the call for you via TV. All right, Summer starts with 9 spare. Brian O'Keefe standing to my right, looking as a representative. Clara starts with 9 spare. Clara, of course, a long-time Team Columbia member. Such an excellent player. Excellent in the international scene, of course. On back-to-back QubicaAMF World Cup titles. Won her first PWBA title and happened to be a major last season at the Go Bowling PWBA Players Championship. Clara didn't like it, but she'll take all 10 down. If you're unfamiliar with the tournament format, folks, you can check that out also on the PWBA website at pwba.com. But of course, we are in our cashers round here. This is game 4 of 6. After the 6 games, We will cut to the top 12. We'll get into group round robin match play. And we say group, the 12 participants will be broken down into groups A and B. Group A will feature odd seeding. Group B will feature the evens, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. We'll have round robin match play within their group. Same thing for Group B, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. 6 games total, including that 6th game is a position round. At the end of those 6 games, the leaders of each respective group will be the 1-2 seed for the television finals to be taped in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as part of major weekend, USBC Queens. To determine the other 2 seeds, each group will then have a step ladder for seeds 2, 3, and 4. And of course, at the end of the group step ladder matches, we'll have our final 2 participants. Good shot there from Clara, and she wraps a 10-pin. Diana Zavulova has moved to a different pair and has found some success so far. She's got 3 in a row, 29 and 30. Good to see Summer out bowling well already. First shot, or excuse me, first tour stop this season. She had some good moments, especially in the kind of the second half of the season. Making some cuts, really kind of building some momentum. All right, nice break there for Clara. Do have a crowd mic here, folks, so you may be able to hear, and you may have just heard some of the little discussion that you will certainly hear from time to time in regards to player and their particular manufacturer ball rep. Good shot there for Jasmine. All right, after Summer spare, we'll take you over to Diana Z. She's got the front 4 spare from Summer. All right, make it 5 in a row for DZ. Shot from Ashley Galante as well, big double. Pluhowski. Seen that ball go down the lane from her a lot this weekend. So both Jasmine and Guerrero on 25 and 26. Clean. Just 2 strikes between them through 9 frames. Good spare for Pluhowski. Here comes DZ looking for 6 in a row. So up on lane 29. All right, gets out of trouble. And 2-pin for Clara Guerrero. Actually, Galante again talking about collegiate. Collegiate bowling. Had success at Rohnert and Pikeville. Finished their career there at Pikeville. Take a look at the scores momentarily. She's been looking to do over on lanes 25 and 26. She did make a ball change on the fill on 25 and 26, speaking of Diana Z. Summer Jasmine lost the grip. It's nesting in the right gutter on 26. So brief delay on 25 and 26 will keep things here. All right, Zabulova. That's it. All right, Summer, they got the rip out the gutter. Ryan O'Keefe is gluing it back in. Meanwhile, Diana Z trying to add more distance. This is slowly but surely shaping up to be very similar to what Diana Z did last year at this event. That one is through the nose, can't break down the split. That was 6-7. Good shot there. Maybe that's what Summer needed. Good shot. Grip back in. Last year, again, DZ led most of the way until position round of match play. She lost her top seed in her respective group and then had to do things to get things done in the group stepladder and came up just shy of making TV. But clearly comfortable in the building, has had success, shot 300 here last year out the gates. Talked about that in the interview last night. Knowing all of the positives for her, she's got to take advantage. Galante with the spare. Ashley started to come into her own on tour as well. Noticed a lot of players kind of early on, like the first half of the season, still trying to find their way, you know, get used to the travel schedules and different things like that. It's a lot to do, but a lot to take into account as well. Trying to, of course, book travel and lodging for, 14 weeks on top of your practice schedule, not including if you are a player who has a full-time job, etc. So sometimes you saw players kind of gradually get better. They see different conditions, different patterns weekly, know what to do, when to do it. Learning or reading their ball motion better, know when to make changes, trust in equipment, all of those things. Clean game. You heard Shannon Pluhowski mention it. 198. One open. 183 for Ashley Galante. Flat 10 there for Diana. Take a look at Clara Guerrero here. Again, both players clean. As Clara into the 9th frame, she's on a double. No love on the 7th pin. All right, Diana spares, meanwhile, on the 10th frame. Talked about the update. And after 15 games, Diana Z plus 124. Shannon Pluhowski was plus 57. Missy Parker was plus 49. That was your 1-2-3. Brandy Branca plus 44. Went 56, 57, 206. Was in fourth at plus 44, getting Rocio Restrepo. And fifth at plus 37. Maria Jose Rodriguez in sixth at -9. Final shot for Diana, 245, 231. Danya Ramin-Per seventh at -16. Karen Rosstrom eighth at -36. Leanne Holstenberg in ninth at -55. Danielle McEwen tied with Lilia Robles for 10th at -58. And Kelly Kulik in 12th at -62. First split of the game for Clara Guerrero. Clara Juliana Guerrero. She'll take one. Another good shot there from Summer Jasmine. Been harder in 202. We said that been the case throughout. All right, takes care of business on the spare. One more for Summer. Even 200. Even lost a grip, and it didn't phase it. 191 for Clara. 200 for Summer Jasmine. Now on to 29 and 30. Christina Zerbinski, Sandra Gongora, and Kelly Kulik. They say coaches said we're on to next week, Bill Belichick. We're on to Seattle. We're on to whatever. We're on to game 5 quickly. Good start for Christina Zerbinski. Strike for Kelly Kulik. 7 spare for Sandra Gongora. On 25 and 26, we'll see Wendy McPherson, Jen Higgins, and Deandra Asbeatty. First time we'll see Deandra on a featured pair. Of course, Gongora made a TV show last year, the Las Vegas Open. such a huge following. Had a lot of family and friends make the trip to Las Vegas. And Kelly is not bowling on TV. She, of course, doubles as an excellent analyst on our PWBA TV coverage, along with Dave Ryan. We'll see either Dave, or should be Kelly Kulick or Carolyn Doran-Ballard in many cases. Tough leave there for Zerbinski. If you're familiar with that last name, or if it sounds familiar to you, because she is married to John Zerbinski. John, of course, former Wichita State Shocker. Good count, but gave it a good run. From North Tonawanda, New York, in the Buffalo area. John doing some things, of course, on the PBA tour. An accomplished player in his own right. A lot of really, really good bowling couples out there. I mean, that's a heck of a mixed doubles team. All right, good spare there, textbook. For Sandra Gongora. In a moment, we'll take a look at Wendy McPherson. Wendy Mack with 20 career PWBA titles. Tied with her good friend, Carolyn Doran-Ballard. Tied for 6th all-time on that list with 20. Liz Johnson has 16 career PWBA titles. Important to note that PWBA. A win this year would move Liz into the top 10. Tied for 10th with Betty Morris and Robin Romeo for 17 career titles all time. All right, after Kelly's shot here on the spare, we'll take a look at, again, 25 and 26, Jen Higgins. The aforementioned Wendy McPherson and Deandra Asbeatty. There is Jen Higgins. Jen, of course, with a really good season. Second to New Way Finn in the Rookie of the Year race in 2016. Has made a couple of Queens TV shows in her career. Finished 4th in back-to-back years, 2013 and 2014 at the Queens, and again finished 4th last season. Right here at this event, the Sonoma County Open. Another Queens winner. Deandra Asbeatty. A woman with many different gifts, interests, always in the mode of trailblazing, creating new paths. A great youth tour as she runs, of course, to be able to give back to youth bowling and provide a great opportunity, obviously, for a great competitive environment. Earn scholarships while you're doing it. Nice shot from Wendy. Great family. Husband John is here this week, of course. I'm sure Madden in Jersey. Her 2 children are watching. You guys ready for some scores? All right, 16 game update. 16 game update. Ooh, excuse me. I had to sneeze there. My apologies. Ironically, back to a, we've seen these same 2 scores at top. DZ, Diana Zaviolova, plus 155. I feel like 2 games ago she was at that number. Shannon Puhowski at plus 55. A couple games she was at that number as well. Missy Parker now in 3rd. Plus 39, Brandy Brinka. In 4th. At plus 36, Rocio Restrepo. And 5th at plus 19. And 6th, Maria Jose Rodriguez, minus 16. And 7th, Karen Rosbrook, minus 35. And 8th, Kelly Kulick. Kelly is making her run here. 198, 222, 213, 224. She is now minus 38 in 8th. And 9th, Lilia Robles at minus 46. Danielle McEwen in 10th at minus 47. And 11th is Leanne Holsenberg at minus 51. And 12th, Tanya Raumimper now back into the cut at minus 54. Had a couple of tough games, or excuse me, falling to the cut line. I beg your pardon. Last 2 games, 159, 162. Just outside the number, Sandra Gongora is minus 80. She is coming off a 244 game. She is clean so far here through 6. Kayla Johnson in 14th at minus 94. Liz Johnson in 15th at minus 112. And Summer Jasmine in 16th at minus 126. Brianna Cote in 17th. Shot from Gongora, minus 138. Is Cote in 17th, making Kelly in 18th at minus 142. shot there from Asbeatty. Now back over to Christina Zabinski. The lefty. Phenomenal career collegiately at Maryland Eastern Shore. We've said that a lot about many of the players. Tania Moore is in the field. Angie Ramirez, Maria Jose Rodriguez. Also say it often about Wichita State. Here was a shocker, former shocker, Sandra Gongora, looking for her first double of the game. Shot from Zabinski. That's a big one. A double headed into the 10th frame, her first double of the game. Kelly running into a little trouble, makes the spare. All right, Gongora in the 9th. Monterrey, Mexico. Need some help. Oh, she'll take it. Didn't like it, but three baggers are at a premium here this week. 13th right now with essentially 13 frames to go. One full game left and a 10th frame to follow. Right here, right now. A shot from Kulik. Quickly over to Asbeatty. She's on a double. Thrown two consecutive really good shots. How about a third? There it is. Splits the 8-9 for Asbeatty. Back to Zabinski. Christina in the 10th frame. Bucket. This should make match play very, very exciting, I think, today. All right, Gongora. 10th frame, first shot. 310. Through the nose. She's got 200 even right now. She misses. The big spare coming up. Higgins off camera opens in the 9th. Big spare for Zabinski. Now an even bigger fill shot here. Christina is in 20th at -168. She could have built something there, would have been huge. Big spare for Gongora. Open in the 10th frame for Winnie McPherson. She shoots 190. Quickly to Asbeatty. 3 in a row. It's got a push. And it does not. .191 for Christina. Jen Higgins, max score of 185. And the 5 remains. 189 for Deandra. Final fill shot for Gongora. 214 there for Sandra. See Kelly Kulik. Really good shot there for Kelly. Near the ball return. Not a three-step per se, but it almost looked like it. Almost like she had to get the rhythm of a three-step to make that shot cleanly. Briefly, final shot for Jen Higgins. And now back to Kulik. Ball return. It's one of those unforeseen items that aggregate you, or aggravate you, I beg your pardon. We don't want to aggregate a ball return. We want to, they aggravate us as players. All right, Kelly, 188 to finish things off. All right, folks, we are moving right along here. Game 6 coming up here in the Cashers round. Next cut also upcoming as well. Top 12. That's what's on the line. All right, folks, just a quick update to let you know who will be joining us in the featured pair here. We will have Liz Johnson, Amanda Green, and Tanya Raumimper on 25 and 26. Saw them back in game 2 on 29 and 30. And then we'll have Gabby Mayfield, Karen Rosbrom, and Leanne Holstenberg on 29 and 30. So, of course, pair is finishing up. But while we wait, and we'll give you a cool look at Liz Johnson a little bit, as she will be on her way again to the featured pair here momentarily. Mention some of the player profiles that we did back in the last year's Smithfield Tour PWBA Tour Championship. Let us take a look at Liz a little bit behind the scenes.
My first bowling ball, probably I was 4 or 5 years old. I want to say it was a crown jewel. I remember drilling my own ball for the first time. I was pretty excited. I've been into the lime green lately, the lime green, black and white. I won the Queens with that last year and had some success with that. So anything that's lime green these days, I'm like, oh, I like that, I like that. You know, lime green, it could be a lime green car. I mean, it's just kind of crazy. Golf. A lot less weight to carry around than bowling balls. And I think they make a good living. Every time I go home to my parents, my mom makes this really amazing, it's real simple, just chicken and rice. And that's, you know, it's pretty simple, chicken, rice, and a salad. I always said one of my favorite albums was called Made in England by Elton John. My favorite song is Dreams by Van Halen. J-Lo. Yeah. Hot coffee. I'm a coffee addict. Be a boss of something and telling everyone else what to do. You know, I'm a lover of animals, cats and dogs, and you know, if I was a millionaire, I'd go and build another house and try to build the best animal shelter there is. I don't have any moves. You know, I may have J-Lo play me on a movie, but I don't dance like her, so.
Pretty cool look at Liz Johnson. Liz always obviously a great player. Wrote a story about her Player of the Year season last year and this season's souvenir program. If you're at a local event, be sure to pick one of those up. We'll probably give a few away throughout the season. We'll find a cool way, or I'll find a cool way to do that via social media. One of those where you'll have to be listening to win, or watching, I should say, to win. And we can get some autographed. It's pretty cool. Great job by Rita Morin, one of our creative experts. There's a lot of great stuff for the PWBA from a creative standpoint. All right, folks, looks like the break is just about done, but coming up we will be joined by Angie Ramirez. She will give her thoughts on, of course, the pattern. See what they were like on the left side. As we see Shannon Puhowski having some success, we'll see what Angie thinks is working and why it's working for both lefties and righties. for our final cashers round, game number 6. All right, so we're just waiting for 2 pairs. They are finishing up, and we'll be back in a moment, folks. So hang tight. Again, game 6 coming up next here on Extra Frame. Doing live audio checks, folks. Can you hear me? All right, fans. teased it a little bit, let you know on the screen who was coming up. You may have actually even heard her request and check on my well-being to see if I was okay, if she needed to assist. This is Angie Ramirez Perea. Angie, first of all, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
I'm good. Thank you for having me, Emil.
Angie, of course, competed yesterday, so you have firsthand knowledge of what the viewers have been watching. You experienced it live and firsthand. Obviously not very easy, but what were your takeaways? What made it so challenging this week?
Well, it was good welcome back to all of us with the 1-to-1 ratio. Little banging the head on the wall. As you can see, I just got this morning game 2, and the girls were already crossing left of 20. So for me, yesterday as a lefty, that was not very fun. We tried to play a little bit outside at the beginning, but I mean, they're touchy everywhere. It's a 1-to-1, so you really cannot say I'm going to play here, I'm going to have some more hold or some more room to the left or to the right, because it's just a 1-to-1. But I don't know if you saw me in my last game. My last 3 games yesterday, actually, I threw my spur ball, my mix that is a urethane, and just kind of faded into the pocket. There was so much early friction because the righties were everywhere in the lay-down area for the lefties. Shannon ball really good. She was throwing a urethane ball, the pearl ball, I believe, the purple pearl ball for hammer. But she was just kind of floating it up 8 to the pocket, and that's something personally I kind of do, something to work on. Have that might increase my speed that much and take that much hand. It's something I cannot do right now, but definitely to work on. It worked to her. It was just like up 8 into the pocket, hope it carries, make your spurs. That was for everybody. It was so hard. Some of the games I was playing, trying to play 5th hour for me, that of course I never do. So it was very challenging trying to find balls that were able to don't burn up through fronts, go through all the righties fronts, and still be able to carry. So I just saw a lot of over-under. I would either go past it or just never get left of the headpin. So it was really challenging. It's good. I like it. I don't expect him to be easy. Little tougher, of course, on the tougher side. I mean, but it's good practice. You had to be so patient yesterday. Like, if you shot 180, you were on pace. So don't freak out. The 180s were good games yesterday. So you just had to be really patient. I got impatient. I had 2 bad games. I had a 140, 150 games. Those were games 8 and 9. That's when I fell out of the number. And then to try and play catch up after that, that's the hard part. After that, I just shot 180, 180, 180. I probably needed 2 O's to be able to make it, but to shoot 2-0 at the end of the day yesterday was pretty hard to do. There was some righties that did really good. Diana that's when she bowled the best. She was lofting it a little bit. I saw towards the end in a couple of videos, and she had that 278 game. So that helped a lot as well. But yeah, they were pretty challenging and gives you a big checklist of things to work on this week to get ready for next week.
How do you take that? And it sounds like you kind of just answered that question. How do you take what you saw this week? It's almost like don't take it personally, if that makes sense. It's a tough condition, but at the same time it allows you to realize what you need to work on to kind of put the extra tools in the toolbox.
I was really upset yesterday. I did take it a little personal because I felt I missed a lot of makeables. So that was what I was kind of banging my head on. It was just makeables because I lost my patient a couple times. As soon as we got done yesterday, I asked the front desk for a printout of my 12 games because I want to go back and check, like especially which were the spurs I missed the most. When you are leaving 6 and 7 counts,
sure,
and they're so tight, that's when you start having doubts. Like, okay, don't do this, don't do that. this part of length is more like so much information that instead of just focusing on just getting the spare. So I had a lot of 7.2, 6.3s, and those were the ones that count. And I left the what they call the PBA washout. That, well, for me as a lefty, is the 1.3647. I left it twice, and I got the head pin on both times. So 5-1 really hurt me. One after a 4-bagger, so it was like, oh my gosh, so many pins just to try and make it, but I just couldn't get the ball to go left without missing the head pin.
That's a key word you mentioned there, patience.
Oh, this week is incredible. Like, especially because everybody has higher expectations just to bowl good and have some high scores. So when it's hard for us also to accept a 180 is a good game, we always want to get more. But I also have a little checklist of things I wanted to practice on. It's on my notes on my phone, so that's what I'm gonna be practicing when I get back. I feel I need to roll it a little bit closer to the foul line, and when I get so far right, I need to make sure my arm and my hand at the release doesn't get away from my ankle, because I start kind of spinning more than being able to go through it to get it left. So, a lot of checklists. A lot of little pointers to work on for this week.
Joined in the booth by Angie Ramirez. I asked this question before, and I know some people say your full name. Some people also just say Angie Ramirez. Which do you prefer?
Well, I just did it. Latinos, the Latino culture, we use both last names, mom and dad's.
Right.
So officially, my name is Angie Ramirez Perea, or more without accent, Angie Ramirez Perea. But people know me for Angie Ramirez, so either way is fine. I do not have it hyphenated. That is what most people do, and just how they put it in, like in score sheets and stuff. But either way is fine. Just my official name is with both last names.
Okay, I'm just checking because I always use the full name.
Yeah, I have, like, for example, in my signature, I just have Angie Ramirez and a P period. I don't put the whole thing, but it's
you
there.
got some cool stuff going on the design. I've seen you on social and some of your jerseys and stuff, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
right,
that's
folks.
a little reminder. If not, my mom also would be like, "Where's my last name?" Giving me a
can't
hard
upset,
time. Yeah.
You can't upset mom for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we're watching 25 and 26. Liz Johnson, Tanya Raumimper, and Amanda Green over on 29 and 30. Group we haven't seen today. Leanne Holsenberg, Gabby Mayfield, and Karen Rosbrom. So after Tanya's shot, we'll switch over to 29 and 30. Also give you a score update as well. This is game 6 of the Cashers round, so we will be cutting to the top 12.
And then you can see here in the screen how far left they are, and they're just, for example, Tanya's shot there, you can see, like, just playing the fullback a little bit. That's a really good shot. Liz is a little bit further right, but Liz has always been able to just stay right of everybody else, and that's one of her biggest strengths.
Absolutely. All right, now watching Karen Rosbrom. Karen, the non-member from the Bay Area, from Albany, California, went to Fresno State during my day. Former first-team All-American. She's been in the what seems like the top 10 for almost the entire event. We'll check our scores. Here it is, folks, after game 17. In first place, still leading, Diana Zavialova at plus 132. Missy Parker and Shannon Puhalski tied in second at plus 67. In fourth, Rocio Restrepo at plus 63. Brandy Branca is in fifth at plus 25. Again, having a very good day, plus 100 for Brandy on the day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she came out the gates with 250, 250.
It's a big help.
Which is like 300, 300.
Yeah, I would say a little more than that in here.
Leanne Holsenberg is in sixth, who we get a chance to see here this game at minus 26. Lilia Robles in seventh at minus 33. Maria Jose Rodriguez is in eighth at minus 42. Kelly Kulick is in ninth at minus 50. The aforementioned Karen Rosbrom is in 10th at -53. Sandra Gongora is in 11th at -66. And Danielle McEwen currently is 12th at -68. In 13th is Tanya Raumimper. But we have on lanes 25 and 26, Kayla Johnson and Liz Johnson tied for 14th at -110.
We have a little drop in there. 40 pins, 34 pins between 13 and 14. But you never know. I think it was like 3 or 4 girls yesterday that were in the cut, and last game they showed 140 or 150, and that put them out.
Yeah, it's we can't say it was tough to do, but it was. Get a couple bad breaks.
Yeah.
And you
just
know,
the splits and everything, and
that was the big thing. If you could break down a split, it seemed like that's winning in itself. If you can break down a split and then of course make what you can make.
That's extra 11 pins you were not counting with. So that helps. And just because you are so trying to score so high under pressure and they're so hard, also when you have some single pins, you're like, okay, make sure you don't miss it, because now to try and get a double, it's going to be even harder. So there's a little of that pressure.
Shot for Karen Rosberg on the 4-bagger. Karen is in 10th at -53, so would love nothing more than a nice game here to kind of solidify position, although nothing is ever solidified. All you can do is be the best you can be. That was a great shot off camera for Liz Johnson. First time we'll see Gabby Mayfield today. Gabby nestled up against the ball return as well, as most right-handers have been at this point.
And you can see that because now that they cut the field at the top 32, everybody started further left today. So that's why you saw this probably on game, I would say, 10 yesterday. And here at game 6, and with only one person less per pair, they're already farther left.
The top 12, those who make the cut to match play, will not receive fresh oil. So
that's going to be, those extra 6 games are going to be fun this afternoon.
The group step ladder portion for those who will participate in that from the respective groups will receive fresh oil at that point. So almost a constant adjustment period, and keeping the mental notes and the physical notes for those who write things down, as you mentioned in your phone, for example, on what they did at this particular point of the day on the fresh, what balls, etc. Do you go that detailed in your notes that you write down?
What balls? No. I usually take, because we're all weekend in the same building, I should take notes like pair to pair, for example, 24 who's more than 23, or vice versa, or whatever pair, or if this pair in general is tighter. So a bunch of little notes like this. Not as much balls, because that depends which game you bowled and everything. So that's a little different, but at least what I see from pair to pair.
3, 6, 7, 10. Take you back over to 25 and 26. Again, just outside of the cut number right now is Tanya Raumimper at -76. 8 pins.
8 pins, and then, so Danielle struggled a little bit this game. She has, no, she didn't wash out. She has 119 in the 7th. And Tanya, it's going to be 148 if she strikes. So that's 30 pins. So in this moment, Tanya would be ahead of Danielle.
Good shot. Big shot there in the 8th for Tanya. Amanda Green. Liz Johnson still an outside chance here for Liz. She's at -110. We just talked about never knowing obviously what can happen. Bad games toward the end of the block. Open frame there for Danielle in the 8th.
She has a max of 188. So Tanya would have to shoot 180. But she's already in the 2-0s, just going clean.
Liz Johnson can max at 225.
You can see who's ahead. Sandra's only 2 pins also ahead of Danielle. And Karen, only 15 pins. Oh, but Karen has a 4-bagger, and she just made that big split too.
All right, you're watching again Cashers round, game 6, off camera. Rostrom gets a break there. Just the head pin just leaves the 1-2. This is Raul Mimper on camera. Battling essentially Danielle McEwen right now for the final spot. Danielle has a 6 count in the 9th. I believe it's a bucket. Raul Mimper. That's got to pick up. It does, and she will leave.
Oh,
she crumbles the 2-4-5.
So many 5-pins this week.
Crumbles the 2-4-5.
You have that much friction trying to get the ball to carry. So I think the most multi-count spares that have been left this weekend have been washouts, buckets, single pins, probably flat 10s and flat 7s, and if you go high, a 6 or a 4 pin. Those have been the main ones. And splits, of course.
Sounds about right from what I've seen. These two pairs have, for right-handers especially, have leaned a lot of ringing or wrapped 10 pins. Let's see, McEwen made the spare. Now her max score is 178. Back over briefly to Rostrom, again in 10th at -53. In the 9th frame, good shot.
Good shot, she's doing great. She's already in the 220s this game. She's locked in.
Liz Johnson can get to 225.
Oh, good shot.
It's the 10 out, or you never know.
Yeah, I have to check those girls ahead. I know what they're doing. I know Maria's there -42. Oh, she's shooting 2-0.
Looks like everyone was done. These were actually the last two pairs that began to start when they made the cross to this game. So everyone on the high end is done. Just about everyone on the low end is complete as well. Well, you know, if you give Liz Johnson any opportunity to make match play.
Oh, yeah. She's going to take it. Shannon was so close yesterday. I bowled with her last game.
Absolutely. Shot 214, missed it by 7. And Liz with a big double in the 10th. Back shakes her head, but she's in the 220s now. We'll go back to Raul Mimper momentarily. We mentioned Leanne Holsenberg was in 6th. Leanne was -26 in the 10th. Raul Mimper 610.
We have the reps here behind us. They think the number is going to be 77 under. Kayla Johnson tried a big game. It seems Sandra Gongora fell out of the cut. So Sandra and Danielle would be out, and then probably Tanya and Kayla.
Liz Johnson 225 on the end. Raul Mimper chops the 610 in the 10th frame. We can only hope that doesn't do anything to limit her chances.
Oh, should be. Yeah, 81. You're saying so Tanya should be the number at 81. Let's see.
Those guys are generally right because they have to be.
Yeah, they have. They're like, you need to strike this to make it here to make it. So.
Like Gabby Mayfield. Good opening week for Gabby to make the Cashers round on a tough pattern. It's a good start. Here is Holsenberg to finish things out. Best she can do is shoot 175. But she still should be in the cut. Came into the game at -26. Karen Rostrom already in the plus category this game. And go ahead and mark her down. Karen Rostrom will be in match play And our next round to start at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Looks like everyone is just about done.
Pepper with Clara. Diana's still in first, I'm sure, right?
Diana Z absolutely was first at plus 132. She'll be in.
By 60 minutes.
I mean, unless there were some really crazy things that took place. But we did hear that Kayla Johnson shot a big game, right?
Yeah, they're saying she got 277, so she shot 233 her last game would be. To be game, that's seems the first one out could be Liz. I think she's gonna be a minus 85, and it seems so.
Yep, that would
She's gonna miss it by 4 pins.
that would do it. But of course, the numbers never
Yeah, you never know.
official until they're official.
Yeah, we can see the whole house to make sure.
Looks like Summer Jasmine is finishing up. Her and Clara Guerrero on a pair together. Diana Zaviolova, maybe a couple balls to shoot here in the 10th frame. But while we're still here, Angie, briefly, what do you look forward to, or what are you looking forward to the most for 2017? I know you've done a lot of prep work in the off season in your own game, working hard, of course, as well. A lot of travel at other events. So, what are you looking forward to the most in 2017 on tour?
I want to make it a better year than last year. My last year was my first year full-time on tour. It's such a big difference. The year before I only did, I think, 3 or 4 stops because I was working full-time. So when you bowl week after week, I think that's when you improve the most. Like here, every week I'm going to go back home with something to work on. So it's constant work, constant improvement. So I have a little higher expectations this year, a little higher goals. Hopefully I can make more than one TV show this year. That's my goal, and get that title number 1.
What was the? I imagine the TV show last year was a highlight coming out the gates, doing well at the Las Vegas Open. What's for you? What's your difference? What are the smaller things, kind of those intangible items that you need to make sure that you're on top of, week to week?
I think consistency and repetition is what I've been working on the most. So as long as I can keep those two, and of course spares. This week was they were so tough that they were so important. So it's a little extra pressure, and I think I had some weakness in there. So as long as I can keep my repetition spares, I think I'm gonna be good.
How's Austin?
Awesome. I love it. It's warm. No more snow like when I was in Chicago. So that's very good.
Hey, don't talk about Chicago.
I was in the pool just laying out a couple days before coming. It was 87, so it was awesome. So I love having summer 3/4 of the year.
Good. Well, fantastic. Angie, it was a pleasure. Appreciate you joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for asking. That was good.
Yeah, just a little help out. I mean, we're just here watching and supporting our friends and roommates, so just want to make sure. I know you were all morning here by yourself, so I'm gonna ask him if he wants a little company.
There it is, folks. The players know when I'm down and out, if you will. They know it's a long day.
Yep.
Not only for the bowlers themselves, but for us too. So I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Until next week, we'll see you in Sacramento, right? Okay. Well, that is Angie Ramirez Perea, folks. Of course, keep an eye on her this season. And on the rest of the tour, we will see her in Sacramento. We will keep the cameras rolling and keep the audio on so you can hear the final cut line to match play. After that, we'll shut everything down and gear up for the 1 o'clock start. So for Angie Ramirez Perea, my name is Emil Williams Jr. Thanks for watching the Cashers round of the 2017 QubicaAMF PWBA Sonoma County Open on Extra Frame.
to the snack bar, please. Greg. Number 27, your grilled cheese is ready. 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have our top 12 for match play. Our tournament leader, plus 153, Diana Zaviova. Qualifying in second, Rocio Restrepo. Third place, Missy Parker. In fourth, Shannon Flowhowski. Fifth qualifier is Brandy Branca. And sixth is Karen Rosebrum. Qualifying seventh is Maria Jose Rodriguez. In eighth, Leanne Holsenberg. Qualifying ninth, Lilia Robles. In 10th, Kelly Kulik. Our 11th place qualifier is Tanya Ramenper. And our 12th and final match play finalist at -77, Kayla Johnson. Congratulations, ladies. Warm-up pairs will turn on at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, warm-up pairs will turn on. Our match play will start promptly at 1 p.m. We hope to see you all at 1 o'clock for our match play finals. Liz Johnson, to the front counter, please. Liz Johnson.
All right, folks, for anyone who may have stuck around for that top 12, -77, that goes to Kayla Johnson. You heard Angie mention it. She got the word from some ball reps that Kayla had shot a big game, and that was enough to get her inside the cut. Liz Johnson just missed. She shot 225, but not enough. She finished at -85 and just 8 pins short of the number. So we will have match play for you. Again, check the final standings at pwba.com. We'll throw a link, of course, on social media as well in regards to the results. We'll be back at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern. This is the 2017 QubicaAMF PWBA Sonoma County Open. You're watching it live on Extra Frame.